Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 villain songs that didn't have to go that hard.
Like fire, hellfire.
For this list, we'll be looking at both animated and live-action movie villains who truly do the most. Whether it's a surprisingly good song that gets stuck in your head, or an over-the-top performance that's purely extra, these are some of our favorite villain numbers of all time. Which of these songs is your guilty pleasure? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Just the Two of Us, Dr. Evil Mix. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. From the moment Dr. Evil spins toward the camera and starts to spit some downright fire rap lyrics, it's clear this isn't your average villain monologue.
From the moment I heard Frau say I had a clone, I knew that I'd be safe because I'd never be alone.
While the Austin Powers franchise isn't known for taking itself seriously, this remix might be peak shenanigans.
Even so, God there must be, me, you complete me.
Yet, as silly as it seems, you can't help but dance along to the Doctor's cool guy bop. The iconic number sees the villain confess his true feelings while robot dancing along to a synthesizer track. It's safe to say there's no other villain song quite like it.
You and I.
Number 9. Beelzebub, The Final Showdown. Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny. Speak of the devil. In this case, Jack Black challenges the Satan, yes, Satan, to a rock-off.
Give us one chance to rock your socks off.
Never one to back down from a challenge, Old Nick proceeds to perform an insane rock number. The performance is chock full of explicit lyrics and features an intense drum solo, heavy metal screaming, and electric guitar riffs.
I'm the devil, I can do what I want. Whatever I got, I'm gonna flaunt.
With the stakes of this comedy at an all-time high, the scene takes a few steps past cheeky and lands right in raunchy territory. By the time they finish the rock-off, you're sorta just left scratching your head. It's a lot to process.
I'll get you, Tenacious D.
Number 8. I Put a Spell on You, Hocus Pocus. This spooky fan favorite is quirky at every turn, but this scene has to take the eccentric cake.
Hello, sailor! My name's Wilfred! What's yours?
Rather than just casting another ordinary spell, the three witchy divas transform into a pop group as they take the stage by storm. Bette Midler goes above and beyond in her enrapturing performance, and even the Hocus Pocus specific bridge is stellar.
I say it's a pie, up a maybe, up and down. I say it's a pie, up a maybe, up and down.
You'll be hard-pressed to find a malignant spell with a catchier tune. This rendition of the classic is high-tempo and just pure fun, only adding to the long list of reasons to love the magical trio.
I put a spell on you, and now you're gone.
Number 7. Be Prepared, The Lion King. Disney villains are notorious for stealing the show with over-the-top musical numbers, and Scar is no exception.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside.
Believe it or not, nailing the lion's signature raspy charm was so demanding that Jeremy Irons couldn't finish the recording.
Shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
Jim Cummings, who is also the voice of Ed the Hyena and countless other beloved Disney characters, actually stepped in to finish the song as Scar.
For the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murkiest.
The lion is one of the meanest baddies out there, and Be Prepared perfectly reflects that. This intense ballad masters the villainous build from simmering resentment to a flaming finale, giving the movie's other hit tracks a real run for their money. Number 6. Feed Me, Get It, Little Shop of Horrors. The best villains are the ones that catch you off guard, and this carnivorous creature is full of surprises. Why stop at a giant talking plant when you can have a giant singing one?
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
This number establishes Audrey 2 as a creepy and corrupt antagonist. He proves he isn't just an inanimate object by barking out orders over a backtrack of electric guitar.
Come on, CeeLo, don't be a putz. Trust me, and your life will surely rock the key touch.
Yet, even with its haunting concept, the tune becomes bizarrely fun when a cooing chorus of background singers join in.
Think about a room at the Ritz, wrapped in velvet, covered in glitter.
We've certainly never heard a catchier rock song from an alien flytrap, though that might be accredited to Levi Stubbs.
So go get it!
Number 5. Poor Unfortunate Souls, The Little Mermaid. While Part of Your World has soaring melodies and Under the Sea could not be catchier, it feels impossible to compete with Ursula's theatrical showstopper.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch.
The Sea Witch ballad that captured so many 90s kids' hearts pulls out all the stops. And it's no surprise considering her character was inspired by a drag queen.
Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
Serving up wit, drama, and attitude, the performance gives villainy the full diva treatment.
Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole, I've been a saint.
As her rage boils over in a passionate display of sass and sinister intentions, Ursula has the audience caught hook, line, and sinker. Number 4. Friends on the Other Side, The Princess and the Frog. This number is so big that Dr. Facilier had to call for backup from beyond the grave.
Sit down at my table, put your minds at ease.
Luckily, the spirits perfectly match Facilier's flair for the dramatics and his great sense of rhythm. A master of manipulation, the Doctor has you hanging on his every word. And the rousing finale takes the song to the next level.
I got voodoo, I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried.
If we're talking scenes that go hard, Friends on the Other Side is visually stunning and the hook is devilishly catchy. This is certainly one of the most memorable Disney villain moments. We're always in favor of some ill-intentioned pizzazz.
You can blame my friends on the other side. Now what you wanted?
Number 3. Cell Block Tango, Chicago. It might take 2 to tango, but it takes a 6-piece of murderesses to pull off this iconic number.
6. Squish. Cicero. Lipschitz.
While villains typically sing about what they're planning to do, these women recount the crimes of their past. The performance uses symbolic choreography as the Cook County Jail is turned into a stage.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
The women tell their side of the story, and while not everyone knows the plot of Chicago, most people will recognize this hit.
I didn't do it. But if I done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong?
It's a classic for good reason. It turns simple exposition into catchy jazz refrains, sensual undertones, and a huge ensemble finale.
Sing and do it, sing. I bet you would have done the same.
Pop that gum.
Number 2. Sweet Transvestite, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. No matter what role he plays, Tim Curry finds a way to steal the show. Remember his pirate ditty in Muppet Treasure Island? From goofy scoundrel to cheeky supernova, there is one thing his wide range of roles have in common. Every villainous character is helplessly charming.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
This classic scene is overflowing with charisma, confidence, and both sex and shock appeal.
Show you a rhyme, maybe play you a sign.
Rather than offering his guests a simple answer, Brad and Janet become an audience and the room becomes a theater.
By the light of the night, it'll all seem alright. I'll get you a satanic mechanic.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show isn't known for being subtle, and Curry's performance definitely feels larger than life.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Mother Knows Best, Tangled. Mother Gothel puts on an extravagant production. Magic Dance, Labyrinth. David Bowie wrote, recorded, and performed this villain song.
Dance, magic dance, magic dance, magic dance.
Toxic Love, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. Tim Curry even makes sludge seem charming.
Ooh, you love my toxic love.
Holding Out for a Hero, Shrek 2, an 80s cover that is just magical. Last Midnight, Into the Woods, Meryl Streep's witchy and fabulous meltdown.
Last midnight, it's the last verse.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Hellfire, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Usually, Disney villains have a light-hearted humor that distracts from the reality of their evil scheming. However, in the case of French Minister Frollo, his villain songs turns into a heavy reflection on morality.
Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd.
The sequence begins with a prayer that confesses guilt. However, as we continue to follow Frollo, he denies responsibility for his temptation.
Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there.
Lust, sin, and the afterlife are depicted with breathtaking animation as hooded figures transform into a flaming Esmeralda.
Fetch me, Maria, don't let the siren cast her spell.
There's something about this fiend's vulnerability that's equally impactful and terrifying, and the spine-chilling choral finale is entirely unforgettable. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.